team that has a lot more protocols established from a long time ago, very veteran Opper, you've got some solid pieces in Beastick and Shock, like you mentioned. But at the same time, PARIVISION have the, hey, what the hell, our IGL was just kicked out mentality, and we've got some star players. Who takes this one home, Michael?
I'd have to lean it into the favor of Sinners. I feel like they've probably got a better handle on things. Hell, they even prioritized getting themselves into the server on time ahead of this one. They want to take it to PARIVISION. I've got them winning quite relatively convincingly. You know, I don't want to put I can put a score on it if you want, but I feel like that would ruin suspense for the viewers.
Ah, yes, of course. Prophet Michael. Shock starting off with a couple of missed shots. Not the best thing to see, but he doesn't mind all that much. He's backed off. There's a train coming in from behind him, and he is on the train tracks, but my god, he's made of uranium. He is radioactive, and they're finding out the hard way.
Oh, man, those shots were so fast and so quick, but Patsy answering right back, brings it back into a 2-on-3, and they escape in through ramp. They cover off their flank, but they're still continuing to push forward, still to press into B. They're hoping that Sinners have reset their setup, and Oscar gonna get run down. Patsy finding another, and it's equalized it back into 2-on-2. Even Mashkey just decimated by this USP that Patsy's recovered. And Morisco had to think about the fact that they could go back towards this A-bomb site, and now realizes that that man advantage they had, it's gone. He's got to try and come back and clutch.
Well, all of that hard work that was just put into ramp is undone. Morisco doesn't have a kit. He doesn't have, frankly, that much ability to accelerate either. He does have a kit, never mind.
Yeah.
Suddenly, it's all open for business. Starts to head back into the bomb site. There's a smoke, there's a kit, there's two hidden T-side players, and one of those things that not like the other. Art Frost will unhide himself, reveals Morisco's death.
Damn, it was all looking good for Sinners for a moment, but they got humbled very quickly, didn't they? They flooded into that B-bomb site. They were ready to take fights, and just as they started to feel comfortable, that's when Patsy starts coming in with some ripper headshots, and Sinners start to really rethink all this over-peaking that they were doing to finish off PARIVISION's play to B. And in that hesitation, that's where Patsy thrives. It's a force buy in from the Sinners, and a no-scope tag out from Oscar. He even landed the first through the box, but it's a miracle that Patsy's not been taken down from these two scout tags.
Shout out my arm wrestling uncle goat. What? Patsy is a magnet.
How has he died?
He's a bullet magnet, that's what he is. Just been hit 3 times with the smoke.
He saw him one time at jumping over that box. And that was it.
Wow. Morisco watching for this boost! Yes, he is! Now he can back off into the site. Wanted to think about going back to rafters. Decides he wants some maneuverability of the site itself. PARIVISION did not expect to be losing these two players so early, and suddenly they have been caught in their tracks. Kickert, if there was ever a time for you to make a magical call, well, it's gone now. Let your players do the job.
Yeah, in fairness to PARIVISION here, I think many a team would be surprised the way that they've lost these two players.
Oh. Knocked out an Alpha. Oh, dear. That nade doesn't go where it's supposed to, but at the very least his teammates' bullets do. Matchkey slow on the rotate, but you still have Oscar down below, and if that scout can get a quick headshot, you know... Okay, I thought he was going to shoot again. Oh my goodness, he's going for the knife in. He knows he can get this one as well. Alpha's about to experience some pain, but only if Oscar can find it. He's lost in the smoke. In the meanwhile, Shock is watching out on the cross. Alpha's gone back to the back of the bomb site, but he doesn't know what to do, where to go. He's spamming away. He's spraying to try and save the day, but the day is short and his time is out. They will hunt him down, but not get the frag. Alpha's one job is now to stay alive. Shock turning the corner will recover the MP9, and Sinners recovered the round.
Yeah, I mean, it's as good an attempt as you can get, really, out of Alpha in that circumstance. All of his teammates are dead in that situation. He's getting knifed inside of the smoke, and that is hardly the way that they thought this second round was going to play out. This was a chaotic circumstance. Sinners sowing that chaos from these wonderful shots from Oscar, but then the Morisco flick, that was tasty.
You know, it's pronounced Morisco.
So you can't
It's
say
not.
things like that because
It's not. I'm clarifying to the viewers. It
yeah,
is not.
I know, but
Also, in all fairness, I've heard some really weird player pronunciation over the years. It would be funny if I turned out to be right.
yeah, we're not globally affluent in all the languages and all
We
the
were.
unique language traits that it comes with. And also you're right, you know, even if we were, sometimes the name just sounds cooler the way we say it. Equally, they also reveal like their name sounds cooler the way they say it, and then we realize we've been wrong all along. So,
Oh dear. Alpha's been right though. Alpha's been right where he needs to be. And the headshot takes some more space. He could have given the AK over and swapped it out with the Deagle perhaps, but he wants to keep a hold of this thing. He worked hard for it. Keekert, you can have the Falmas instead.
I think he's gonna give that rifle right over to Patsy.
Okay. Keekert, I just trust Patsy more.
Patsy just has the health to trade as well, but Alpha fumbled his movement, silently descending. Patsy does not, but Patsy also dies. Shock peeking out and catching him on his descent, and they have been thoroughly sussed out inside of Hell, but Oscar can't escape. Tagged up by that Belchanok Deeg before he descends down to B, but Shock's already in position.
In position, yes, but not in the greatest of health. He's left with only 40 points of HP. Beastic is trying to set up for the flank in as well. And by the time they actually start to go for the bomb plan, they will have started to expect this as well. Shock now knows he doesn't want to reveal position. They will play for the retake instead. Belchanok and Keekert are both low. They're free kills, but if they fire first, it will not matter. Beastic finds himself Keekert. Keekert's taken down, and Shock is now starting to take the creep on. Beastic has had positions revealed. Shock finds one, but he's not expecting Belchanok to be hidden away in the same angle where he just got a kill. They're searching, they're hunting, but they can't find the man. Belchanok will be able to buy time. All he needs is a bullet for either one of these players. Shock, though, is able to get the better of him.
Yeah, that's a shame. A real shame. The weapons and the health that players had just weren't really conducive to the ways I wanted to fight. I mean, a scout on Art Frost is the healthiest man, and these players with rifles or pistols, you know, you want to have health to trade in a duel. A scout can bound between angles and maybe make use of that high mobility, but that's small optimizations that, to be honest, I think could have actually helped PARIVISION win the round, but also is very hard to pull off in the chaos and the uncertainty of, do you know whether you're going to get swung or not? You know, there were many moments that Shock could have struck.
Shock is now striking in at ramp, and he's got them all! Runs out of bullets, otherwise there were 2 more kills in him. Even so, trade is not bad for PARIVISION. They have picked themselves up 2 kills, and I've got access to the B bomb site with only 1 man to worry about. That would be Morisco.
God, I'm so glad we get to watch Shock again.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've been able to cast this man, and yeah, he's great.
Always a good time.
And great mechanics on display. Any fellow ramp players out there, a nod of appreciation for what he's already offered up. I mean, this round from PARIVISION is looking pretty well cooked, but with Oscar taking a lot of damage in the box at spawn, things do get a little bit more interesting. Chance now for PARIVISION to think about saving. They can still, of course, go down to that B bomb site as well if they so choose. And Artfrost, because he's recovered that AWP, wonder if that will be the call, just to simply hold on to these weapons instead, because they know if they try and make progress on a bomb site, very likely they get gunned down. Oh my god. Oh my god. They actually tried to go for it. They really did try to go for this. Color me surprised. I really thought it was just going to be about saving this orb.
Well, okay, they get it done anyway. Oh!
Do they though?
Dunk it!
But do they though?
Hi. Bit of a curry moment going on over there. Long range.
From the
No
logo.
Yeah. What's the color of surprise?
I'd say red.
No, that's danger. You can't give it that to surprise.
I don't know. I'm just thinking of like a classic comic book random exclamation point. Or an MGS alert noise.
Okay. I think fuchsia is a surprising color.
I'm sorry. What did you just say to me?
Exactly. Morisco, in the meanwhile, on outside is farming up some. He's farming up some orders before the main course.
I mean, money's in a pretty poor place, and I think.
Oh.
I actually thought Alpha crashed. He just stood there, chilling out, waiting to see what Kicker cooks up. But
you go first.
Yeah, pretty much what he was likely saying. But now it doesn't matter who's going first. They're both gonna die all the same. A flank here from Majki, and he sees both MP9 out and doing all the damage they needed. Alpha cannot escape down those vents. Shock holding out for it. 3 alive, and a 4th round attained here for Sinners.
I wonder if they're gonna give Alpha the AK or not. It does feel like we were having some technical issues with him, though. Maybe he didn't just say... Oh. Maybe he didn't just say that, well, Kiekert, you go first.
Yeah. Mouse disconnected, or not charging, or headset problems.
Or TeamSpeak issues, the old classic.
Yeah. I just, I know I've said this to you before, but it is, we have so many wireless products now as well that I feel like the technical issues have gotten a little bit more complicated.
Oh, I need to figure out which one of these 5 dongles is the headphones.
Yeah, pretty much. And let me see if I can plug it in.
Oh no, I run out of battery because for some reason in 2024 I bought a mouse powered by AA batteries.
Who could do that?
Who could do that, eh, Michael?
Yeah, I like the weight of it. Don't mouse shame me.
You deserve it. PARIVISION deserve a chance to try and get back into this game, but there's no such thing as deserving in CS. They need to actually get it done. If not here, then it does feel like Sinners will have accelerated their lead a little bit too much.
Yeah, I also need to see some kind of a level up from PARIVISION. All these rounds have been incredibly scrappy, and sure, it's been very pack-focused at the start of this game, but Sinners have been able to honestly come away better on these multi-kills, whether it's been these anchor players or these rotates that have been gunning them down. PARIVISION have hardly had much of a sort of convincing look in at the early stages of rounds. They've pulled together decent numbers later on into the rounds, but the initial call doesn't seem to have benefited them.
Oh, beautiful stuff coming through over there. Alpha is traded. Kiekert gets himself another one. So suddenly the A site has been accessed. Batty is going to end up being caught out of here though. Morisco is, however, just losing their duel. Batty checking every single angle on outside, and with that, suddenly Sinners are in a position where they will have to save. You find that frag and you certainly do have a think about it.
Yeah, I mean, this was some nice patience and just a good timing, a good entry being hit by Alpha. Didn't wait for that smoke to fully dissipate, but just as it was about to start entering that state, stepped in through door and just rattled that quick headshot. PARIVISION were there in numbers, and they still had Patsy that could late reveal himself out from secret. He probably had no business winning that fight against Morisco, but that is sometimes how the cookie crumbles. Morisco hit the body, and Patsy hit the head. But just patient, waiting to see if Sinners aggressed, considering there have been now a couple of times where there have been quick flanks, mainly set up in these late round situations, and maybe trying to see if that's a tendency for this Sinners squad when it is still a 5-on-5. You know, you still do want to have information, and you don't want to fly blind. But after that round, PARIVISION themselves have called a timeout. They win the pistol, they lose every other round up till now, and finally on a gun round, they have found success, and they have things to discuss.
We're at a stage where Sinners have very often been able to bring these rounds together in the very late round situation because they get an advantage early, very often off the back of Shock getting a multi-kill. I would like to see some variation on top of that as well, and Morisco is hoping to provide, but in this attempt he's lost a teammate. Morisco will trade, he needs more than one to keep the advantage from slipping away. Artfrost turning a corner, and Morisco's being a bit elusive, but Artfrost is still a bit of a rat catcher with the AWP, and he will be able to find Morisco ratting away in that corner.
Yeah, I think there was a bit of miscommunication out from the PARIVISION side. They did not realize that Morisco was fighting up close, even though he rattled off shots at that distance. They did kill one player transitioning over towards that red container, but it wasn't the same man. Maybe a little bit slow on the uptick, and, well, that's an easy one there for Oscar. Alpha holding the flank, but overexposed to Garage. A very simple kill, and a great way to find an advantage right back into your favor. They have some great positions as well in from the CT side. They cut off lobby access. Artfrost still making a lot of noise towards outside, so they have confirmation on one. And Oscar's trying to do his best from stopping him journeying to secret, but he, oh my goodness, that is a brave rotation. They did see him.
Oh! Okay.
Can you actually deal with him, though?
Artfrost is also turned away. Oscar's forced Artfrost back as well, and Artfrost now has no choice but to try and save. If he'd found the kill immediately, maybe there's a world where he, you know, goes down lower, looks for the contest up against Shock, but yeah, even that would have been a stretch. Can he actually save over here, though? They are very aggressively hunting up for him. Shock is getting ready to try and get a peek out as well, and Madski with the help of the grenade to distract Artfrost, and outside just goes ahead and gets a frag. Very nicely done.
He did die just before time, I think. So it's not as bad as it could have potentially been. It was coming down to the last few milliseconds. But I do think Artfrost got his extra cash. And PARIVISION can afford another buy, but once again, these rounds are kind of breaking down very quickly. This time it was more so because the Sinners tried to disrupt. I mean, shout out Morisco for being aggressive in that nature alongside B-Stick. Morisco was the one that came away with the kills, but B-Stick's death helped sell that it was free territory. Smokes on the cross, and Patsy will once again slot himself in. The rest of the squad aren't too far behind, but nobody's spamming on the side of the Sinners. PARIVISION should definitely be expecting players down here, but they just jump round the corner. They are not clearing for these angles up close. Sinners were already so ready to greet them in these lower tunnels.
Oh!
But a great boost.
And this time there isn't a quick flick adjustment. Third eagle. B-Stick forced off by the Molotov. Artfrost knows exactly what's going on over here. B-Stick's going to be peeked into, but Artfrost has missed his chance, and his shot will not be recovered. Shock nearby, spots out the head, will be giving up his in exchange, but as Belchinok chucks out the Molotov, he will be able to force B-Stick back. Basic takes some damage. All three players are down lower, but with Belchanok still just navigating around the maze and labyrinth of the vents, he's about to be found out at the very end.
Oh, that's such a shame. There was an escape. You know, Kicker was going to try and make this effort to clear out the top side, and all Belchanok needed to do was get that bomb, dive back in those vents, and ascend to A, and they would have been able to link up. And sure, it will still be a man disadvantaged post plant, but Sinners were all committed towards the lower side of the map. A great move from Mashki to be elusive and get round the other side of those smokes. But there was a way that PARIVISION could have recovered. But I also feel as though a lot of these rounds are about, oh, how will PARIVISION recover?
Almost all of them, yeah. Which is a nice way of saying, how will PARIVISION lose the advantage next time?
Yeah. And Sinners are sometimes forcing that fight, so other times they are just being gifted some easier fights. A little slow on the uptick is B-Stick. These players getting overwhelmed on this A bomb site, and on a lower buy, PARIVISION have struck through, but Oscar had to be dealt with. Occupying that door, the bomb was actually not with this PARIVISION squad. They went full guns blazing into A, but without the package. And so now Shock has a weird internal mind game to play. Why on earth is A so quiet?
PARIVISION as well have no idea where Shock can be. They know he's normally the ramp player, and look, you can expect the rotation back towards the A side, sure, but at this point he could be anywhere. He could be trying to play back out towards heaven, just jiggling between A and outside, so if you try and cross over here, you are very much opening yourself up to threat. Fortunately for them, they should have a relatively easy pathway out towards that B bomb site to get the bomb plant in. And with the time ticking down lower and lower, it does just help them out in not being indecisive. They're actually going for the boost.
I think really
this is taking so much time. Shock can actually start to move back downstairs, and he's going to hear the doors being opened very soon. And as soon as that happens, Shock will be given that call out. Bomb's going to be planted soon enough. Shock is trying to make a move on, and that's exactly what he's doing. Alpha without head armor, Artfrost without any armor. Shock is going again. He's found the first one. Artfrost around the corner. If he misses a single shot over here, the round is gone and lost, and he's revealed position now, trying to move back inside the site, and Shock does not hesitate. Picks up the AWB, clutches it out, 13 and 2. I'm sure you can take your time to find the bomb, Shock. It's okay. You've done the hard work.
Yeah, a little confused about where that plant actually took place, but some nice work from Shock. Clean shooting, and Artfrost tried to get that one step ahead of him by being fast on his next move, the way that he re-navigated that bomb site, but like you said, Shock did not hesitate. Found a gap, and that's all he needed.
And the thing is that for a second there, I was wondering, why are they re-peeking into Oscar? Then I realized the bomb is so far away.
Yeah.
If they have the bomb over there, there's no reason to re-peek into Oscar. There's no reason to open yourself up to honestly losing 2 members. The fact that the no-scope doesn't land is pure chance, right?
I think there's another argument to be made where even if they did have the bomb to refocus on that AWP, because they actually didn't have rifles across the board, and trying to deal with an AWP at medium to long range on a Tech 9 isn't ideal. So given that they had that as their main weapons in that moment, I could see a reasoning to try and run him down. But yeah, it was definitely more so about the fact they didn't have the bomb.
Watching folks come through once again. Morisco is unable to find any damage outside. Morisco, of course, is standing in for AJTT. Over here. Oscar. Oh, elbow spotted out a few too many times, and Patsy will be regretting showing that much skin.
And last time he got spammed through smokes by Oscar. Now he's getting shot straight up, even if when he jiggles. Nice clean kill here from Alpha. Takes 50 off his total, but He'll be more than happy with that. Brings it back to 4-on-4, but the re-aggression in from Secret could be what really sparks the round right back here for the Sinners. Great timing there from Mashki, and doesn't overextend.
Alpha is trying to find that Heaven player once again, and he should have the timing. In the meanwhile, B6 Demise will guarantee this to be a 3-on-2. Alpha gets the bullet in the coffin, and in the meanwhile, Oscar is chasing past him right up the Heaven stairs. He goes, and right back down as well. And well, they don't have the bomb all over again. Oscar is the one bodyguarding it. He's going to be given a chance to get another quick kill over here, but now he can back off. He knows it. Frost is hunting, coming in from behind. Time's running out. Oscar switched out for the AK. He only has to stay alive. He knows it as well. If Kikert gets taken down over here, he's all over with. Oscar saves the day.
Absolutely does. He went up that ladder and just chased Alpha down, and of course it's the bomb. Unguarded. No trades available. PARIVISION so spread out. Didn't they call a timeout before that round? It's not looking pretty. It's not looking great. So far, the most reliable piece they've had here on the side of PARIVISION, as far as, you know, opening up opportunities or hell, even equalizing at times, has been Alpha. The stand-in.
Yeah.
Sinners are getting away with far too much in these weirder, more hectic moments. They still look composed. And you still get the Oscar flair.
No doubt about it.
Now, what's the plan? 0 smokes left here for PARIVISION. They have the red container. They have not made the journey to Secret. They have not made the cross. They've only got 40 seconds left to attack a bomb site. They're just now going down towards these secret steps, and they're crunching lobby with the SMG. Oscar has revealed the plan in towards lower, and the SMG is just turning their heads left and right. Finally, Artfrost dealing with one of these players inside of the vent, but now they have to deal with another, as well as the flank from Secret. They take way too long. Sinners are just so ready to pounce because they know that time is suddenly their friend, and PARIVISION are clamoring for solutions, and they've not found any.
It feels like the amount of times that I've seen Artfrost miss out an op shot in defense is kind of crazy.
Yeah, that one was definitely more outrageous. The other one... the other one...
It's a pretty narrow passageway.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Well, listen, it's not the only thing that's going wrong over here for PARIVISION. If you wanted me to make a list of that, we'd be here for a lot longer than this best of one is likely to go.
Yeah, right now I'm not sure it's the individual player ability. It feels like a lack of direction.
Cool. Well, at least Sinners won't feel bad about their forfeit in the other tournament. Marisco, Visik, and Oscar have just been quickly dealt with, and maybe this is what it took all along. Alpha, go kill.
Yeah. Well, a 9-3 half, and the Sinner is feeling good. Let's see how things shape up in the second half after the break.
9-3, and that doesn't tell a tale of how difficult things have looked for PARIVISION so far. They have a chance to heal now, and heal they must if it's going to be a ramp hit coming through. But Sinners have decided, you know what, we're going to go for the old switcheroo. Good for 1, good for 2. Alpha has a teammate, good for 3 as well. Suddenly, Sinners have fallen all apart, and the late lobby crunch will be Matchkey's end.
Well, now we find ourselves 9-4 with PARIVISION winning both pistols on this map, which does certainly color the scoreline a certain way, but this is a good way that they can potentially recover this half if they're able to suddenly pick up the slack and reinvigorate themselves, you know, towards the end of that first half. Of course, they went in with this very explosive, just all guns blazing approach, and that is how they attained their third. So maybe they'll be able to lean back on their aim, maybe get a better read on how they want to play now that they're on the defense. At least that's what you'd hope for.
Artfrost has found himself a easy person, and we're hoping that there can be a few more easy kills where that came from. But Michael Hope is sometimes wrong. Not this time. PARIVISION will be able to comfortably clean up the anti-eco, and now it's all a question of what Sinners have to bring in the first gun round. Of course, he decided map, all that good stuff, winning the first round, yada yada yada. 2 gun rounds away from equalizing. But also, 2 gun rounds away from losing.
Yeah, all I'm hoping for out of this T side right now is that there's actual... I mean, there's actual conviction behind the plays that they make, and they don't wait until the last 20, 30 seconds, or until they're down 3 men. Not setting the bar particularly high.
For this day and age of Counter-Strike, you might be.
No, I'm definitely not. No, I'm not setting a high bar whatsoever. PARIVISION did not offer up a lot to write home about. But this is looking pretty good, given that they're on these lower weapons, crunching in towards lobby. The timing is decent. 3-2 exchange, but Morisco has equalized it back to 2-on-2. His presence in from main is certainly felt, and Majki should know that Alpha was near enough by, but a nice reroute up towards the T roof. He can still catch Majki here.
Thing is, Majki right now is really just bait and nothing else. If Majki goes down and Morisco stays alive, that is more than good enough, but unfortunately it might be the other way around right now. Majki was left on an island with very little to do, and you know what, he just drowns.
I have to say, I mean, Alpha has been doing great work for this PARIVISION team already. And a guy that can put up some great numbers. He was solid on the entries. His aim has looked steady, if not, you know, shaky in moments, but has always been able to compose himself when a duel is ahead of him. It's only shaky when he knows that there's more than one coming his way, but that's a lot of players. But a really well done 1 versus 2 on his half health. He just completely outpositioned and outmaneuvered the Sinners in that instance. Back on full guns, but Sinners are not. And so you're going about how you'd expect it to. Oscar, some nice scouting. But I'd be surprised if PARIVISION give him many more clean fights. Yeah. Nice multi-angle hold for outside.
It's time to find out whether to believe or not. These CT lobby crunches up against the pistol round and the gun round were very nicely executed from PARIVISION, but there has to be a second dimension, both to them and ideally the Sinners as well. Honestly, I'm not complaining though. Fast, action-filled rounds, that's what I'm all about. We're going to keep going lobby crunches, keep going lobby crunches. And that is exactly what they're actually going to do. They're pushing forward again. They can't keep doing the same thing, Michael.
Oh,
surely.
Well, they can until Sinners stop them. But they take over lobby very quickly, and as soon as they get that one kill, they realize that there's nothing more to find. They reset, and they're in decent positions to address this lower side attack.
Arfos should be giving this one for free over here, and indeed he is. Might sometimes struggle shooting into the vents, but from them, well, he also struggles there, but he does rectify very quickly. Oscar turns the corner, tries to accelerate, gets a shot off, but it doesn't actually land. Once again, PARIVISION, very clean CT side round, and these are some quick rounds, Michael, some very fast ones.
Yeah, no, have to appreciate that PARIVISION are immediately just trying to disrupt the default from the side of the Sinners, whether they've been inside of lobby in heavy force on that T side, or whether they've just had a solitary lurker in that spot. Both times overwhelmed and thrown in for a lot more chaos than maybe they would have anticipated, but this PARIVISION side, while they may not have offered up much on that T side, you wonder whether or not we should start to believe, and here we are, them having a chance to tie the force buy, or rather the half here from the Sinners. They try to dive down those vents, and one does succeed in the journey, and it is the bomb, but he would prefer to have some friends in accompaniment.
I'm still confused about what you do with your match. I think he is as well. Can't go back upstairs unless it's through the secret stairs. Doesn't feel like going through secret stairs is worth it. In the meanwhile, Art Frost is about to just destroy the brains of your teammates. He tries to go inside the site and get a bomb plant in, but hey, fair is fair. He will, however, not be feeling too happy about that.
Yeah, kind of not sure what the plan was from there, but I don't think Sinners were too sure about how to approach that one either. Like you said, getting up the vents was weird. Going up the secret stairs was going to be odd as well. And he just ran out decon, tried to plan, and died. Just hope that PARIVISION didn't have somebody committed to B, and that they had dispelled any thoughts about someone making that journey, considering 2 died behind him. Back into rifles are the Sinners. I have to say, while PARIVISION were making sort of unforced errors on that T side, they are the ones forcing errors out of the Sinners side coming into the second half. So I have to appreciate the proactive approach that they're taking to this defense. But this time, they don't go for lobby crunch. This time, they don't disrupt the default. The Sinners were on guard, just in case that was going to happen again.
If they've done it twice, yeah, they might do it 4 times.
Yeah.
There's nothing really stopping them.
Shame on whom at that point.
Ooh, pretty green flames. B-Stick and Matchkey are going to be taking point, but unfortunately for B-Stick, that means taking a lot of fire. A little bit too much. Matchkey as well, peppered up by a grenade, and Belchinook wants to try and go for more. I don't blame him for that very much. A smoke out towards main. There's a flash to follow, but Shock can win his duel at the very least, even if it is limited. Keekert's involvement gives Patsy space to strike, and suddenly you're back to 3-on-2. Alpha gets into the mix of it all. And yeah, he's got some online courses. You can subscribe to them. Maybe you too can be as good at Counter. 21-11 right now.
Yeah, damn. I was not expecting to see PARIVISION hit a resurgence like this. Yet to concede a single round coming into their defense. They have been forcing fights, they've been forcing issues. Hell, Patsy even walked through the main smoke as they were collapsing on that A-bomb site, even after he had lost his top site players. But it doesn't matter. There's this air of fearlessness here from PARIVISION now that they're on CT. Morisco will be able to journey down towards Secret. He gets there so fast, in fact, that PARIVISION will have no information. They blow open that first smoke, hoping that they'll catch the timing. But Morisco is making a lot of noise down towards that lower site. He's trying to pull rotations.
Apples on Shockmaski trying to pursue after Patsy. Trades are good, but the CTs are still going to be a little bit even, and that's where Belchenok comes into play. USP out, some pistol on pistol action. Will lose out on that one, and with the Molotov back up to heaven, Hardfrost is going to find himself quickly disrupted. B-Sick, however, is expecting a crunch in through lobby, but doesn't quite check the right angle. Thinners have not won a single round.
No.
This is wild.
They have not. This is 8 straight from PARIVISION coming into the half.
9 if you include the last round of the previous. So.
Yeah.
It's a CT-sided map, what can I say?
I mean, that is true. That is definitely true. But I can see the vision that Sinners are going for more so than what PARIVISION were doing on their T side. But now it does just seem like they're trying to go out and outgun them, and it has worked. Morisco finds the double, but Belchenok answers back all the same.
Belchenok's getting busy right now towards the back of the bomb side. Definitely didn't have the most dynamic first half, but the CT side feels like whenever he's asked off, and he is asked off a lot, he's quick to answer.
And what did he come into this half with? What, 2-3 kills, something like that?
Not enough.
Yeah, it really wasn't a lot. But damn, is he cooking now?
Got some Michelin in him. All meanwhile, double push to be planned out. Belchenok will fall. Shock doesn't know, though, that there was another. Belchenok's been so highly mobile so far that it's reasonable to understand that Shock might be thinking, oh yeah, there's not going to be another player now, surely. But the problem is the bomb on the lower bomb side. B is easy territory, and the plant is here as well. The CTs will realize it is a B-sided plant. Kikert and Patsy can start moving back in, but Shock will be able to reinforce as well. It is going to be a straight 2 versus 2. No holds barred.
They have kits, smokes, and Molotovs as well. This is going to be a very difficult one to defend as well on the side of the Sinners should this util hit the right spots. They don't smoke the bomb. They smoke off that control room window instead. And that means it's very vulnerable for when they try to tap it, try to stick this bomb and defuse under their nose. They can't cover both angles simultaneously. Open at the double doors, open at single as well, but Oscar is still yet to be tracked down, but they're on it, and they've got it. Oh no! I thought they had it in just the nick of time, but that final second, that final tick, it escapes them, and Sinners finally break through.
Well, all it took them was a 2 versus 2 where they lost the last 2 players and a half fire where they got a couple of kills as well. Yeah, that's all.
They're just happy that they've got a round.
They need a lot more where that came from. Fortunately for them, technically PARIVISION shouldn't have money in the very last round of the game if they win 2 here. Yeah. Asking for a lot though. Kikert, is going to find the first one for free, backs off. Nothing to do over here. Molotov straight down as well, and he is out of there. Got some company as well, just in case they were pursuing fast, but Kikert, well, that company's the only one actually welcoming the guests, and Alpha is a rude host. Shooting them all down, and in the meanwhile, Morisco's lurk does bear fruit, but the problem is still the bomb isolated down and lower, and this time that is knowledge very much given over to PARIVISION.
Oh, we end up in another situation like this where the Sinners players are separated by verticality. Once again, bomb is on this lower site, but Morisco can't really offer up any assistance. He was spotted towards outer, and he's expecting someone to come out and clear him. But they can't wait forever.
Belchenok could end up actually finding Morisco if he accelerates because of how Morisco has been slowing things down. Looking good right now for Belchenok. And Shock is still nestled away in a corner, acting pretty and trying to find out exactly how his teammate can help him.
The problem is that Shock has to basically plant for one side of the door, so he has to gamble between decon and double. Oh.
He waited long enough for Mariska to come in. It's good that he does and actually find the kill. Molotov to try and force out the player to stop planting the bomb. Meanwhile, all it does is damage, but it gives Belchenok a 1 versus 1. And he has been winning those more often than not on the CT side. Another 1v1 now, and he's got no option but to take this one home with him. Trying to circle and wrap all the way around back over, but Shock is expecting this exact play to be made. Both guns will be deadly regardless of what is wielded. Belchenok now needs to be careful. Can't really go for the defuse without getting the kill first. He knows it as well. Trying to go for the stick and pretend like that's what's going on over here. Shock will not reveal position. He'd already gotten sightlines out, and Shock has won the round. Even gets a kill.
Once again, a round of no survivors, but yeah, again, Sinners are able to convert. Some massive kills being hit by Borisco. Had he not cleared out the control room and the double doors, that whole section, things could have gone very dicey very quickly. If they just tried to plant and hope that Morisco could cover it, considering he cleared out ramp for Shock in that moment, then, you know, whether they planted for double or single, likely would have been exposed to that fast rotate that was available there for PARIVISION. So it could come to pass. This idea that the money could dry up here for PARIVISION should Sinners succeed here. But Sinners' money ain't great either. They've won these last 2 rounds. Their loss bonus has started to dwindle as a result of their success. So this round likely determines the game.
Well, Kicker started off strong, but can't follow up with that. Damage is nice, but Sinners are hoping to get into that B-bomb site quickly. No more divorced players across verticality. Now it's all about the back, and the back mentality is howling. PARIVISION will have to consider a save very soon if they lose another player, and that feels a loss to me, but who am I to say? He's found a map in the middle of it all and gotten the frag and gotten out. So save is still maybe going to be called. Belchenok, though, has other things in mind. Creeps through the smoke, finds one, creeps back inside the smoke. It's like an episode of Naruto going on over here. But back to a 2-on-2. Situation is equalized, but not stabilized. Matchkey is spraying inside the smoke. Belchenok picks up another one, and they know where Matchkey is as well. Belchenok attempting to go for the stick, but they are running out of time, and once again, Sinners will win off the back of time and time alone.
Oh my goodness. These rounds are far from comfortable, but Sinners is grinding each and every one out. They don't survive on anybody on any of these rounds. 3 rounds straight in a B post plant with no one to tell the tale.
At least this time Artfrost lived, right? Otherwise both teams have been losing everyone.
Yeah, that's true. This might be the worst buy I've seen at the end of regulation. Genuinely, this might be the worst buy I've ever seen at the end of regulation.
Yeah, for a team that's won, for sure. Oh, Belchenok fully flashed up, but in goes Shock as well. Now Oscar and company are just running over this A-bomb site. You wanted comfort? You might have gotten comfort, but Kicker doesn't want to let you have it. A 1v1 on the site itself, but the flank is a real threat still. Shock engages, and Shock takes him down. 13 for Sinners, and they get it past the finish line.
I can't believe that this ended up being a 13-11 scoreline. We were 9-3 at the half. We had that long run of form from the side of PARIVISION, and then all of a sudden the Sinners